Welcome back, everyone. Joining me today is a friend of Look Media and a person who is tireless in her efforts to reach out to the community and to help those less fortunate than we are. So Maggie, welcome back again.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, he's going to take over as host of Look Today pretty soon if you keep this up. Maggie, we asked Maggie to come in. Initially, it was just to talk about the Bartender's Ball. And that's a big event in Saratoga. It's this weekend.
Yes, it is.
And it's sold out, so you can't go. However, there's good news in the fact that it's sold out, in that Wellspring is the beneficiary of the funds that are raised for the Bartender's Ball. Many of us are, of course, aware of Wellspring, but Maggie, let's let our viewers know a little bit more about what Wellspring is, what you do, and how you're involved in it.
Okay, many of your viewers might have known us by our former name, Domestic Violence and Rape Crisis Services.
Yes, for sure.
And that gives you an idea of what we do. We help people who are in situations with domestic relationship or sexual abuse. We help them to be safe, to get free, and to build lives free from fear and violence in the future.
Right, a very, very much more dominant problem than many people think, right?
Absolutely,
I
absolutely.
know. You have a shelter set up?
We do.
Good. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Sure. Folks come to us, they may, overnight, suddenly a situation happens and they say, I have to leave, and their life is upended overnight. Where do I go? What do I do? How do I build a life? How do I leave this relationship and sustain? How do I keep my family safe? That's what our shelter is about. You can call us in that moment of need. We're there. We give you a safe place to live, and from the day you come in, start helping you figure out where do you go next and what do you need to get there.
Right. I'm sure many of us have friends who have been involved in some form of domestic abuse, and it really resonates with you. The thing that struck me, and we were talking about this before we went on air, is the fact that even when people are in this situation, this whole sense of denial is actually part of what you're hoping to communicate to people. You don't have to, first, don't deny that this is going on, and there are things you can do. And I would imagine, tell me if this is true, if people are in a state of denial, it's because they think they're helpless.
Yeah, very much so. Or they're thinking it'll get better tomorrow. There might have been an apology. Okay, it won't happen again, but it keeps happening. And very often, they can see the physical as abuse, but not all of the other kinds of control, the emotional, the psychological, the social isolation, the financial control, those things that keep them trapped and walking on eggshells every day of their life in fear of what could happen.
You mentioned a very important thing here. There obviously physical abuse, you can see a black eye or something like that, God forbid. But much more so than that, emotional abuse, or how about the word control?
Absolutely.
Right.
That is what relationship abuse is about, power and control.
Yes, I bet it is. All right, so if anybody out there, hope you're not, if anybody out there thinks, that they would like to make a move in this, they can contact you immediately, Wellspring.
Yes.
But also, let's just walk me through a little bit of the services that you provide. Someone does call you. Someone does show up at the shelter, right? What happens?
Okay, we have an entire range of services, from crisis intervention, and that is 24-hour hotline. And you don't have to be in crisis to call the hotline. You might just be at that point at 2 in the morning where you need to talk to somebody.
Right.
So you can call the hotline. We have the emergency shelter. We have a safe pet partnership to keep your pets safe in that position. But we also have support services. We have counseling. We do a lot of work with case management. That's helping people with their basic needs, with housing, employment, child care. If I left this abusive relationship and this abusive home, how do I support my family? We help them to get there. We help them with the courts. Even knowing, do I want to report to the police? Do I want to involve the courts or not? What are my rights and options? So we have people who help them to make that decision.
Obviously, the safety issue.
Absolutely.
Sure. People don't feel, they need to know that they feel safe, right? Again, just thinking about this, the whole idea that you're providing the kind of service to them that says, come here, we're going to get you settled. We're going to make sure you're safe. We're going to make sure that you're protected so that you have the ability to be able to concentrate on taking the next steps.
Yes, and you get to make those decisions about what your next step is.
Right. So, I just want to make sure our viewers know you can help people get out of a situation. You can provide them with a safe environment. And the overriding thing is to supply the kinds of services that would allow these people to become self-sufficient. Think about the
Absolutely.
power of that, right?
And we can also help people who might have someone in their life who's in this situation, and I don't know how to support them. I don't know what to do. We can help those folks too. So how can you help to be there for someone you care about in need? That might be a family member, a friend. It might be an employer who's worried about their employee.
Boy, I bet. Of course, sure, absolutely. Hey, you had a statistic that I really want to share with our viewers. About one day in January, how many teens, children, were looking for a place to go?
Sure, and this came when we were talking not about relationship abuse, but about homelessness.
That's right.
And every year we do a point in time count in Saratoga County saying how many homeless people are in this community. And one day last January, there were 92 teenagers who are couch surfing. And what couch surfing is getting by day to day, saying, can I sleep on your couch for a night? Can I go here? So on that one night, there were 92 teens who were couch surfing, and another 90 families with 119 children in total who were going day to day, can we just stay here for a night? One day in Saratoga County.
That's not a national figure, by the way. That's one of the counties that we serve. Saratoga County.
Yep.
92 in a day. I told Maggie we were involved with Sponsor a Scholar, and there was one of the kids in Sponsor a Scholar who was smart enough to get into college, and Sponsor a Scholar raised the funds to give him a scholarship to go to college. And when I asked him, I said, how do you get to school every day? And his comment to me was, well, it depends where I sleep. And at this particular point, he was sleeping on someone's couch in South Glens Falls and hitchhiking in the dead of winter to get to Saratoga High School to go to school. And this is not made up stuff, folks. This is stuff that happens every single day.
And yet we don't see it.
No.
You know, most of us don't see it, don't realize the extent of it.
So I'm always asking our viewers, you know, what can you do to help? Obviously, make donations. You know, I'm so excited that the Bartender's Ball is, I mean, that's a let it loose event in the dead of winter right here in Saratoga. But all of those funds are going to help. That's wonderful. But they constantly need donations. But the other thing that you might not consider is volunteering, right?
That's right.
And what kind of things can people do?
We have a number of volunteer opportunities. We need people to help with outreach, to get the word out about how important this is, about the fact that there are services to help someone. We also have prevention programs that we can bring. They're really exciting interactive prevention programs we can bring to your youth group, your workplace, your community group. You just need to give us a call and help us to make that linkage, because we have ways that you can just with a really small investment be part of our vision, which is to end relationship and sexual abuse in Saratoga County.
Maggie, you're such an inspiration. You really are. Every time you come on, really are. Boy, keep it going, you know. And I'm one of those people that won't be able to get into the Bartender's Ball.
You didn't buy your ticket in time. We talked about it.
I did not. I'm the media. They're supposed to let me in. But no, I wouldn't want to do that anyway. But good. We'll have a good time. And I know the money will go to
We always do. It's a great time for a great cause.
Good. Thanks for coming in, Maggie, and we'll have you back again.
Terrific.
Good. To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.